One of the biggest events in the country that focuses on our spending habits is happening in New York City. The National Retail Federation show features companies with their eyes and ears on the retail industry. The group partnered with IBM to get an idea on what is most important to us. And one trend that they found is that people are now buying with a purpose. They care about things like sustainability and recycling.
Because it's tying to the deep beliefs of the consumer, people are prepared to pay more for that deep belief, and the benefit is going to ultimately deliver to the planet.
Now, the survey found that those who say sustainability is very important would pay up to 35% more for that product, but they also want proof.
The key piece here is how do you demonstrate to the consumer that your product is truly sustainable throughout its life cycle. And that's where trust and traceability of everything that goes into a product is really key and important.
Now, value is also still critical for shoppers, and IBM's consumer industries expert says that Walmart is an example of a company that is trying to balance both value and sustainability. They're using blockchain technology to track food from fields to shelves. Now, another big trend is the micro moment shoppers. We probably have all done this before, or you know someone who does it all the time. People shopping online while they're doing something else, like watching TV or even exercising. And that means that we can expect to see even better customer experiences digitally, like in-store apps. Now, when applying for a new job, is it a good idea to friend people on social media who work there? Well, new research shows what is a good idea and what might tick off your prospective boss. Tomorrow, we have advice from more than 1,000 hiring managers.
How about that? We are dry, and we're going to stay that way for the next 24 hours. Temperature 36 overnight tonight, and that's really early tonight. I think overnight our temperatures will climb because this is our destination tomorrow. Temperatures well above average once again. That wind out of the southwest at 15. As you look at the 4-day forecast, you'll notice a chance for showers. This would be light rain Wednesday, snow Friday, mixing with rain, and then changing to all rain by Saturday. Kind of a recipe at the end of the week. We're at the end of the Now Indy. It's time for the news at 6.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, the president of Franklin College arrested in Wisconsin, accused of trying to solicit a child. Now he is out of a job. The details coming in at this hour.
No one knows anything. No one can give you any direction. No one knows what next steps are going to be taken.
An apartment complex parking lot flooded. Several cars are ruined, and some can't access their apartments. No one has taken responsibility, so we're getting involved.
Central Indiana is dry now, but when more rain may aggravate river flooding.
Drivers say a confusing exit off of a local interstate is causing wrecks. Working for you, we find out what is going on and what is being done to keep people safe.
A new proposal at the State House would give undocumented people the chance to legally drive. We find out what this could mean for everyone.
And first at 6, breaking news. A semi-truck driver accused of causing a crash that killed 3 people has entered a plea agreement. Court documents show Bruce Pollard has agreed to plead guilty, but mentally ill to 3 counts of reckless homicide. Prosecutors say Bruce Pollard caused a chain reaction crash on I-465 near the Keystone exit in July that killed a woman and her 18-month-old twins. Several others were injured. Pollard now faces anywhere between 3 and 9 years in prison.
Also breaking tonight, 3 Bartholomew County Sheriff's deputies have been suspended and demoted for failing to serve an emergency detention order on a man who was shot to death the same evening after confronting a homeowner with a baseball bat. The Bartholomew County Sheriff suspended Lieutenant Gary Niff, Sergeant Jason Lancaster, and Sergeant Jason Williams 15 days each without pay for their roles in not detaining Derek Henderson on January 3rd. The Sheriff's office says that an emergency detention order had been given to detain Derek Henderson for treatment that was necessary for the health and safety of himself and others. The Sheriff's office said an investigation revealed the deputies made contact with Henderson, but they did not detain him after he refused to leave his home and allowed the deputies to enter. The next morning, a homeowner told police he shot and killed Henderson after Henderson confronted him in his house with a baseball bat. Franklin College fires its president after police arrested him in Wisconsin.
Thomas Minar faces child sex crime charges, and investigators say police arrested Minar in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin on January 6th. That's near Lake Michigan, northeast of Green Bay. The Door County, Wisconsin district attorney says the anticipated charges against Minar include attempted child enticement, exposing a child to harmful materials, and use of a computer to facilitate a sex crime. Minar had been president of Franklin College since 2015. Last year, he announced plans to resign at the end of this academic year. Franklin College says the school fired Minar this past weekend when they became aware of the incident allegedly involving him. RTV6 tried to reach out to Minar at his on-campus house today, but he did not answer the door. And the provost and dean of the college, Lori Schroeder, will serve as interim president until an acting president can be appointed. And this 26-year-old man is in jail after police say officers caught him molesting a 5-year-old girl in the back of a vehicle in an apartment complex in Plainfield. Court documents reveal that an officer found Matthew Woolard with a very young girl sitting in the back seat of a vehicle in the Gladden Farms apartment complex. The officer's report states that Woolard was naked from the waist down when the officer shined his light through the window of the vehicle. Police say Woolard admitted to molesting the young girl.
More breaking news just coming in here. The triggerman in the murder of Dr. Kevin Rogers has agreed to plead guilty to murder and 3 counts of burglary in the case. Devin Seitz admitted to killing Dr. Rogers at his Northwest Side home in November of 2017. Seitz also admitted to burglarizing 3 homes. Seitz faces a sentence of up to 50 years in prison. He's set to be sentenced on January 23rd. Tonight, frustrations mounting and residents demanding answers after their apartment complex parking lot flooded, leaving cars ruined and apartment access blocked. Residents reached out to RTV6 for help over the weekend, and Megan Sanctorum is working for you, trying to get answers from the apartment complex as to how this happened and what's being done to fix it.
It's been 2 days since this parking lot flooded, and today it still looks like this.
Been extremely frustrating.
People who live here say they've never seen flooding here to this extent, and they say they're having a hard time getting any answers from management.
No one knows anything. No one can give you any direction. No one knows what next steps are going to be taken.
A manager at the leasing office directed me to her boss at Musing Management's corporate office. I tried calling and stopping by, but they declined to comment on what happened and what's being done to help residents.
We are good paying customers. We pay every month on time, a pretty significant amount, some of us. And so, I don't think communication is a lot to ask for.
Those who are hearing from management are not happy with what they've had to say.
That they had no idea why it happened and they can't control Mother Nature.
The complex sits next to a pond that has a drainage pipe leading to land owned by the Indiana Department of Transportation. An INDOT representative tells us they sent a crew out to make sure there wasn't a blockage on their end. She sent us these photos showing the water running freely. Residents now just hope something is done before the next rainfall.
The immediate concern is that we'll get slammed again before a solve is coming into place.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And we will continue to stay on top of the story and work to get more information on who owns that drainage pipe and what could be causing the flood.
Well, the headline in the weather department today is that we are getting a break from the rain. I'm with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. And Kevin, how long will we stay dry, and what are we tracking tonight?
Yeah, I wish we could say we had a long dry stretch that we're starting now, but it will take any hours that we can get. Remember last week before it started to rain, I went down to White River. This is a low-head dam just south of the 16th Street Bridge crossing White River, and then watch what happens. We transition to today. That is the same view, and obviously White River, the Wabash River, and the East Fork of the White River, most are reaching their crest now, and I think we'll see water levels continue to fall. Terre Haute, you'll have a little longer before rivers crest there. We've had almost 4 inches of rain this month in Indianapolis. We don't have rain around central Indiana now, and we won't tomorrow either. 24 hours of dry weather, and when we see rain, Wednesday, I think the showers will be light. As we get later in the week, our chance for rain and more significant precipitation, I'll use that word because I think we may see some snow on Friday, changing to rain by Saturday. That's on the way. Temperature now with dry conditions, 38 in Indianapolis. Temperature in Indy is 3 degrees cooler than Bloomington at 41, 43 in the southern portion of the state. Here's the progression of temperatures over the next 3 days. We're mild for a couple days and then much cooler by the time we get to the middle of the week.
I can see how people are getting into accidents.
Pendleton drivers say a confusing exit is causing several wrecks. Once drivers exit the interstate into Pendleton, a fairly new roundabout seems to be throwing some drivers off. Troy Washington is working for you to find out how the town plans to address traffic flow concerns and keep people safe.
First, drivers exit. Next, they meet this. They must slow down, yield to traffic, and go right into the roundabout.
It's a little confusing at times. I can see how people are getting into accidents.
Brandon Evans drives from Anderson to Pendleton every day for work. He takes the 700 West State Street exit near Enterprise, an area under construction, as NDOT and the town of Pendleton work together to make improvements. Evans says he welcomes change, but says if people aren't familiar with the area, that's a recipe for disaster.
They're not paying attention.
On Saturday, Pulse Point showed 2 accidents at the interstate exit within 1 hour, leaving some people wondering if the construction and added roundabout is making the exit more dangerous than before. The Pendleton Planning Department tells us that they are aware that some drivers are confused by everything going on in this area being worked on, but they also tell us that they're planning on installing some signage to help with that confusion. A no U-turn sign is expected to be added since the planning department found some of the crashes were caused by drivers making illegal turns instead of following the roundabout. In the meantime, Evans says driving to work is just going to require some patience and extra attention, especially with the detours because of the construction.
For us to get off to work, we had to go all the way to, I think it's Fortville, and then turn around and come back. It takes you about extra 2-3 minutes to get to work.
Which doesn't sound like much, but for Evans, it can mean the difference between being late or on time to work.
We have to clock in at 6 o'clock. If you're a minute late, then you're late, and that's a point.
Despite all of the chaos drivers claim the changes have created, the town's planning department says they partnered with NDOT in effort to improve safety and help the flow of traffic. Making the area harder to maneuver was never the intent. Working for you in Pendleton, Troy Washington, RTV6.
And we are told the new signage will go up today. The planning department says they are monitoring the area closely as construction continues. They say the roundabouts are fairly new and therefore they are still working out all the kinks.
Covering the State House, currently in Indiana, it is impossible for people who are in the country illegally to obtain a driver's license, as you need to provide proof of legal status. But a proposal introduced in the Indiana House would allow people to get driving cards so they can legally drive to where they need to go. The author of the bill said that she's trying to clear up some misconceptions about what it would do. It would not allow the person to vote or provide a pathway to citizenship. To get the driver's card, a person would have to have a tax ID and pass both driving tests.
We are just here to hold the state accountable because for a state that likes to promote Hoosier hospitality and stating that we welcome all, legislation does not say so. And so we are here today to try to push the state to really follow through with what they say they do, and sometimes they really don't.
The bill has yet to receive a hearing in the Indiana House. Governor Eric Holcomb's State of the State address is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. He's expected to talk about what he wants to be done this legislative session and could discuss plans to address the concerns over teacher pay. We will have coverage tomorrow on the news at 7, and you can watch the full State of the State on the RTV6 app, the RTV6 Facebook page, and the IndyChannel.com.
Another Democratic presidential candidate is out of the race. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker announced today he is leaving a race in which he was once seen as a potential front-runner. Booker had failed to qualify for the most recent Democratic debates, including tomorrow's debate. That's the last one before the Iowa caucuses. Booker's departure now leaves a Democratic field that was once the most diverse in history, with only one African-American candidate, former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick. Much more on this development in the race for the White House coming up on World News Tonight with David Muir.
Calling all dogs.
A local university says you can enter your pooch into a study that could help the health of dogs and humans.
Also coming up here, many local families need help paying for heat in the winter. How you can get assistance or donate to help those in need.
And I'm Dave First, live, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, looking ahead to a big game tonight, Sixers and Pacers, and also looking back to an equally big weekend for IU and Purdue. Coming up live in just a bit.
We'll look forward to temperatures that both are in the 50s for a couple of days, and then we've got some teens headed our way. No sign of Arctic air right now, but we'll find that for you within the 7-day forecast.
This offer ends Thursday, January 16th.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Well, every year there are Hoosiers who are concerned about how they will pay for their heat during the winter months. Today, the United Way announced it will offer a winter assistance fund. That's a program that provides utility bill help to people and families who do not qualify for the state's low-income energy assistance program.
We have opened more locations for individuals to apply so that no matter where you live in Marion County, hopefully there's an application site close to you.
If you need help paying your heating bill or want to donate to the Winter Assistance Fund, we have a link that you can go to on our website. That's theindychannel.com. You can also access it by using the RTV6 app.
If you are a dog owner, you can have your furry friend take part in a nationwide study that will hopefully improve the understanding of not only the lives of dogs, but the lives of humans as well. 40 scientists and researchers from across the country, including one from Purdue, are looking for dogs to take part in the Dog Aging Project. Study organizers say dogs are good models for humans. They say dogs have similar genetics to us, share our environment, and also have similar diseases and health issues. Once enrolled, you will need to complete surveys about your dog's health and lifestyle. Dogs will need to continue to visit their veterinarian for their regular annual examination. This will also be part of the study. There is no cost to participate. This is a 10-year study. To sign up, we have a link with all of the information on our website, theindychannel.com and the RTV6 app. Kevin, after reading that, though, I feel like my dog has a much more relaxed lifestyle than I do.
From all the pictures you've shown me, I would agree. Usually when you're upside down and your paws are like that, you're relaxed. I'm going to say something that sounds ridiculous. Let me rephrase it. I'm going to intentionally say something that sounds ridiculous. I do that all the time. We've had above average snowfall this winter. Doesn't that seem crazy? With all of the stuff that's happened up to this point. Remember, we had snow first on October 31st, Halloween. November, we ended above average, 2.8 inches of snow. The 2-day snow total of 7.6 put us above average for the month of December. Obviously, it's been all rain here in January. The month isn't over, though. Our next potential for some snow, and we may see some accumulation, Friday. We'll keep our eye on that. The trick here is, will the warmer air arrive in time to change over to all rain before we would see much in the way of snow? I think there'll be bookends. We'll have some snow, a large area of rain, and then maybe some wintry precip to end this as we go Friday into Saturday, then dry and colder on the Sunday. Temperature profile, temperatures very mild. Next 48 hours, we take a dip just for a couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday, and then by the time we get to Saturday, we're back up here, but it's Friday as we transition. How long will we see some snow before we transition over to all rain? As I mentioned at the top of the newscast, we're dry tomorrow. Then as we get to Wednesday, should be light rainfall. Nothing overly worrisome there as far as aggravating any flooding. Dry Thursday, back to our wintry mix, snow and rain. Friday changing to all rain. Saturday, that's a more significant weather system. And then following that, a shot of cold air. Now these are temperatures for Sunday morning. We should be in the teens, and look upstream into the northern plains. Minneapolis will be 6 below, 10 below in Bismarck, North Dakota. Well, we're beautiful now and dry. Temperature 39 in the metro area. All areas temperatures are generally in the upper 30s. You get to the south, down along the Ohio River, temperatures in the 40s. Our temperatures tomorrow warmer. The wind out of the southwest, that'll boost the temperature back into the low 50s. Headline for tomorrow, dry. As we get to Wednesday, temperatures will be about the same as Tuesday. We'll add a degree or two, but we'll increase our chance for some showers, and that's what they'll be, showers. No heavy rainfall expected. Temperatures above average, the 35-degree average high temperature for this year. There we go into the weekend. Saturday, rain at that point, and then may end with a wintry mix. Dry and colder on Sunday and Monday. Highs in the 20s, temperatures in the teens.
I can't believe we have above average snowfall.
See, I thought that would sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, that's the way it is.
We have Dave First standing by with sports. Hey, Dave.
Kevin Gregory is always above average, just so we get that for the record. Hey, good evening, everybody. We're live tonight. Bankers Life Fieldhouse, the place to be in what is a really, really big game tonight for the Indiana Pacers, hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. The two just separated by a half game. We'll show you that in a second. But first, I want to bring you up to date on what's going on player personnel-wise. Malcolm Brogdon just wrapped up a warm-up. He's essentially questionable, a game-time decision with that strep throat that he's been dealing with for several days now. And Domantas Sabonis, he was also out here, again, a game-time decision with that sore left knee. Neither one played last Friday up in Chicago. I think they're going to play, though, tonight. Again, we'll find out 7 o'clock tip time here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Take a look at the Eastern Conference standings and the seedings. And yes, I realize it's only January 13th. We get set, 3 months to go before playoff time. But this game tonight is an opportunity for the Pacers to take a 2-1 series lead. If they have that tie break with Philly, look out. That could put them in the top 4 seeds and have home court advantage, at least in the first round of the upcoming Eastern Conference playoffs. But here you go. And how about the separation really between 2 and 6 between the Celtics and the Pacers, only separated by 3 games. That's it. So it is really tight in the Eastern Conference. A big game tonight here at the Fieldhouse. As mentioned, last game for the Pacers on Friday. So quiet weekend for the Pacers. Not so, though, for either IU or Purdue. Bookending the weekend with a pair of upsets. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
Despite some rocky performances recently, IU and Purdue are now trending on very similar upward paths, each picking up very important wins at home this weekend. It started on Saturday in Bloomington. The Hoosiers built an early 10-point lead against Ohio State, only to see that margin fade in the wrong direction before halftime. But the second half saw IU put together maybe its best defensive 20 minutes of the season, and some clutch shots late helped put the game away against the 11th-ranked Buckeyes.
I mean, the game never changes. I mean, some days it's good, some days it's bad. And you just got to bounce back from the bad ones.
We really don't care about rankings. I mean, we're going to have to play you anyways, so we might as well go out there and play hard, try to win the game, and just see what happens.
Purdue figured to have its hands full on Sunday against 8th-ranked Michigan State, but the Boilermakers went old school, getting physical and dominating Michigan State. A jaw-dropping 71-42 score by the end of it, the kind of win that could get the train rolling in a very good direction.
Just trying to bottle them up, and then offensively, not trying to settle and trying to get the ball in the paint, whether we're driving the basketball or getting post-ups. I think if you live outside the paint against Michigan State, you're playing right into their hands.
We are capable from whoever plays, comes off the bench, that everybody can perform. No matter if they have a bad night, no matter if you haven't been consistent throughout the season, it just shows that no matter what, we're going to persevere as a team, and we're just going to battle.
It's still very early in the conference season, but the Hoosiers and Boilermakers have now both shown that on any given night, they have what it takes to be among the best in the Big Ten. Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Brad, thanks. Hey, finally, first and foremost, from Saturday night high school hoop, and look at the finish by Brownsburg's Pierre Thomas. This is the finals of the Hendricks County Tournament. The Dogs trailed for most of the game, but finished in style. The exclamation point. Nice pass, by the way, from Quentin Bragg. Thomas had 14. It was Brownsburg's 3rd straight county title. Girls also won for the 2nd straight year, so a big start to the basketball season for Brownsburg High. We'll see if it's a big start to the night for the Pacers. Got the 76ers tonight. Highlights and more coming your way tonight on the news at 11 o'clock. Until then, the news at 6 continues after this.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Welcome back. Hey, don't forget, we want you to send us your photo of the day. Email it to news@WRTV.com.
If it's fit for your family photo album, send it to us. If we choose your picture, we will air it here on the news at 6.
Again, that email is news@WRTV.com.
Hopefully it'll be a picture of sunshine one of these days. Temperatures tomorrow with maybe a mixture of clouds and sunshine above 50 degrees, but the headline again is we are dry. Celebrate that.
Celebrate it. All right, up next here on RTV6 is World News with David Muir.
And we'll be back here at 7, and we'll see you then.